walk around, you can spend hours here. We have fighters in one area, we have the Navy aircraft, and then each day we feature a theme or a particular aircraft. And then we have the trainers, the liaison airplanes, we have the reenactor tent area. But the Warbird Alley is a good place to start, or the tram tour, and then you can see what you want to go see later.
Well, what's behind us is a UH-1H Huey. It was the iconic aircraft, of course, in the war in Vietnam, and we've managed to bring it here to Oshkosh for everybody to see. It's been restored. It was actually a 1962 Huey. We think it's probably the oldest one flying. It's just so wonderful, and we just love to hear the stories of everybody that's flown these or their relatives have flown them. When those folks came back, my cousin came back, for example, they weren't treated very well, so we wanted to do everything we could to rectify that. And being able to bring the helicopters here to Oshkosh and tell our story is everything to me.
This is an FG-1D Corsair, built by Goodyear. It's an earlier version of the Corsair. It's one way to tell the difference. It's got the 3-bladed prop. Later generations of 4-bladed prop and some other changes that came along with it, some refinements. So it's not uncommon to see a bunch of Mustangs, but to see Corsairs, anything more than 3 or 4 is an uncommon occurrence without some sort of special effort put in to get it to happen. So to see, I think we had 8 or 9, is something special. It is in the movie Devotion, and participated quite a bit actually. They did some movie paint just to make it look like, you know, Jesse Brown's Squadron. Paint that just kind of washes off real easily. And I think a couple of them are still wearing that paint until it wears off to the point they need to clean it off.
This is the P-47 Thunderbolt with the nose art Bonnie. And it's a P-47 D-23, so that was the last of the Razorback P-47s built in Evansville, Indiana. So the airplane, we just finished the restoration and first time here at Oshkosh. This particular airplane is special because it's the only Republic-built P-47 Razorback, and so that means it has the early canopy on it versus the bubble top that most people are familiar with. It's a combat veteran airplane that was recovered out of Papua New Guinea. You know, it's just a great place to debut the airplane, and we love sharing it with people here, and no better place to bring it first than AirVenture.
The Warbirds in Review program in particular is focused on history, heritage, and heroes. And our owners are to be commended tremendously for not only the time and financial investment in keeping the airplanes flying. It's not an inexpensive thing to bring an airplane here. The reason we do this is to pay honor and to our veterans and remember our history and pass that along.
The owner's an aviation enthusiast. He has several various vintage and military aircraft that he buys and flies for fun, his own pleasure as well. One of the big reasons why he got this P-51 though is actually exactly what you see behind me. He bought it for my dad and I to take here to Oshkosh. He wants us to show it. He wants us to put people in and out of the cockpit and let people get closer to the Mustang. You don't really see people doing that, so we decided that we would.
The guys who have an L4 all the way up to the Constellation, they are just as important to EAA Warbirds of America as the guys with the Corsairs, the Mustangs. So it's about our members and helping them to keep them flying, which keeps our history alive.